for Kansas, it's kind of about defending the home floor here, and it won't be easy. Oklahoma State, Iowa State left on the home schedule. They got to pick up some wins here for their resume.
And they got to really hold court here on their home floor in Allen Fieldhouse. Use this great crowd that isn't intended, but Oklahoma can light it up. They're second in the country in offense. They can score the basketball. So you might not be able to hold pace, but you got to be able to defend and lock down for 4 quarters. Kansas, Coach Brandon thought they did a good job 2 quarters, but they got to defend all 4 quarters.
Jennie Baranczyk, the second-year head coach of Oklahoma, has a team second in the NCAA in scoring at better than 86 points per game. Brandon Schneider, look at the win total. Today would be a big one. Victory number 500 for his career. More importantly, we get the Jayhawks back to 500 in the Big 12. Set to jump things up. It's the Jayhawks' annual Jayhawks for a Cure game today to benefit cancer research. So they're wearing the white jerseys with the pink trim. Oklahoma in the traveling black with the crimson and cream lettering. Right out of the tip, it's Kerskeeter from Franklin for the bucket.
What a perfect start for the Jayhawks. Exactly the tip that they wanted. Well executed. Holly Kerskeeter running the floor.
Here's Robertson with a quick touch, being defended by Franklin on the opening possession. Going to work, Madi Williams kicks in the corner, Tot for 3, and that one's off the mark. Wyvette Mayberry back handling the point. Missed a couple of games with a back issue, but was back in the Jayhawks' most recent game at West Virginia.
Uncharacteristic turnover. Both teams actually take pretty good care of the basketball.
Here's Tot. She averages 4 assists per game to lead the Sooners. Good extension, top of the circle 3 for Madi Williams for the first OU points.
And Madi Williams, so difficult to defend. She can stretch the defense like you saw right there, top of the key.
Sooners leading score at 16 a game. Little give and go. Jackson with the miss. Rebound to Liz Scott.
As I mentioned, this Oklahoma team, there's veterans throughout, and they have tremendous depth. That's a strong take from Scott.
And that's where Kansas has the size advantage, but you saw Scott put her head down at 6'2" and drive it right at Jackson, who's going to have to stay out of foul trouble today. There's a nice-looking shot, just right of the free throw line for Chandler Prater.
Well, you've seen teams, though, especially defend against Prater, they give her a little bit of space, but that's a good, huge confidence builder for Prater that she knocks that first one down.
Off the screen, good extension for Yanusa for 3.
Yanusa, a player that has battled injuries. She has just fought and battled, went through a lot of adversity throughout her career.
Prater on the drive, turns it over. Yanusa rips it away. Yanusa had 4 20-point games to start league play. How about Robertson there? Fake the 3, then drives, but Jackson recovers late to swat it out of bounds.
Absolutely. But blows by, and give Jackson credit for running the floor, getting back to swat that one away.
69th block on the season. 3rd in school history in block shots for Jackson, who had 95 a season ago. Robertson long 3. Kerskeeter got the arms extended there and made her work for it, but Oklahoma gets the offensive board.
The number was 12 for Kansas today. They wanted to hold OU to 12 or less offensive rebounds. So you can't let a team like OU get another look at the basket. Quick start for Liz Scott.
Scott's averaging close to 10 a ball game in league play. 8.6 points per game on the season. Knocks the free throw down.
A tough team. I mean, they really have just an interesting combination of players that bring so much.
They shoot well. They collectively team rebound. You mentioned number 1 in the league in assists. Franklin on the drive.
You can see the opening, a quick little crossover. Has that height advantage and a tough finish through contact.
Jackson at the free throw line, where she is terrific, 85% on the season. Finishes off the 3-point play, and Kansas back within 2. Prater got her hands in the passing lane, knocked it in the backcourt. Williams will retreat, still being harassed. Hands off now to Scott, and muscles it in against Prater.
Well, Prater gave a ton of energy and effort in that, but just well handled from Madi Williams, showing her ability to handle the basketball.
Kerskeeter on the drive. Pull-up shot is fouled.
Trust in one another. And again, going back to the roster for OU, they played together. These players have played significant amount of minutes together, so they're comfortable.
In each of the last 4, so they've really done a nice job of sharing the basketball. Kerskeeter nails 2 at the free throw line. Trailing is Scott. 16-footer is pure.
And the OU wants to shoot.
Mayberry on the drive. To the window and one. Wyvant Mayberry. Meanwhile, for Oklahoma, Aubrey Jones into the lineup for the Sooners. The transfer from Iowa State. Mayberry missed the free throw. Williams lost the handle at the other end. Kansas can't steal it away. Looking for help. Scott steps again, drives, and is fouled. Boy, Liz Scott has been active so far here in the opening quarter.
I'm a physical player, and that was one of the things that Coach Brandon said, because you look at the two teams, just go after it from a physicality standpoint. They defend the ball very well, and they're physical. And Liz Scott showing some of that physicality.
Scott hits 2. Oklahoma back up 4. Prater gets behind the defense, kicks in the corner. Mayberry for 3. Jackson, the stick back, just ripped it away and says, I'll put that back up and in.
And get some good ball movement, though, on the side of the Jayhawks. They're really moving the ball, having some good looks.
Good hesitation spin. An all-league performer drops the first. Skylar Vann in for the first time, the junior out of Edmond, Oklahoma, reigning 6th player of the year. Could be in line for that honor again this season. Their leading rebounder comes off the bench for the Sooners. Off the screen was Franklin, and Franklin will be at the line for a pair as the Jayhawks in the bonus. And for a Kansas fan, you love Franklin right there at the stripe. And the lefty splashes them both. Strom right there with her defensively. Culleton, backdoor pass intended for Vann is thrown away. These two teams played a close game the last go-round in Norman. Both teams were ranked at the time. Oklahoma came from 12 down to beat Kansas 80-74. Look at that backdoor look. Franklin on the finish.
And that's one of the things against OU. You've got to play 4 quarters complete basketball because they can come back in a hurry.
Prater looking to run. Trailing was Kerskeeter for the 15-footer in Kansas. And they lead it by 2. Vann with the left hand. Culleton's put back. No good, but is foul.
Let it rip there from Holly Kerskeeter. Knowing when to push is going to be really important and vital for the Jayhawks.
Culleton at the free throw line. 77% from the free throw line this season.
And the Jayhawks, the last game Iwana Hatselanti has been played was actually at OU. They've been without her for over a month.
Now 9 straight games for the talented forward. Here's Kerskeeter, top of the circle for 3. Holly Kerskeeter coming off just 4 points at West Virginia. You know, she wants to make up for that one here today, and off to a solid start. Inside foul is going to be on to Legdy. Vann, double figure scorer. How about bringing 11 points off the bench? Just totally comfortable in that role. Again, reigning 6th player of the year. Yanusa back in for Todd. Franklin gets a clean look at 3 and hits it. Zakaya Franklin from the arc, and Kansas leads by 5. Strong drive to the hole by Yanusa. And that's where Oklahoma gets you. Jackson posts up, gets down deep in the block, and the assist from Mayberry. Yanusa, defended by Kerskeeter. Scott looking for help. Here's Robertson. Shakes free finally and gets her first made 3. Kansas by 2. Can't play for the final possession here. Mayberry drives and kicks. Franklin for 3. Left it short. Robertson the rebound. Shot clock is off. What a matchup here. Robertson and Kerskeeter out front. She'll get it on the inside now. Vann backs down and gets a soft touch and gets it to drop to tie the game at 27. at the end of one. Back-to-back buckets for OU.
They have not lost a ball game. Their 4 losses, they're 21-4. The 4 all came with them scoring under 80 points. So that is the magic number for OU.
18-0, including KU, had that win against the Jayhawks when scoring 80. Their last 5 wins are on the 5-game winning streak. They're averaging 92 a game over that stretch. Missed by Franklin. To Legdy, the offensive rebound, and Kansas gets another possession. Here goes Franklin to work. The drive, and good. To Legdy, and a Sooner player collided. Van left it short. Jackson fights for the rebound. Oklahoma saves.
There's an offensive rebound, though, for the Sooners. Extra look.
3 is missed by Tucker. Jackson with the rebound. To push a little further, in Big 12 wins, Oklahoma has scored almost 91 a game. Their 3 losses, they averaged 68.7 points per game. I know, easier said than done. You want to hold them in check offensively, but few have in this Big 12 season.
Few have, and Baylor was one of those teams. I watched that game, actually, in Norman.
Kersgeter beats the shot clock for 3.
A huge start for Holly Kersgeter, but what Baylor was able to do is put pressure on OU and actually force them into turnovers.
Inside, turn and flip for Yanusa is no good. Mayberry with the rebound and then his grab.
Holly Kersgeter with the green light. She's getting it going for the Jayhawks from deep and getting her feet set. Doesn't need a lot of time. But is vital for the Jayhawks' success to get Holly Kersgeter going, the sharpshooter.
Matching the biggest lead at 5 now with the basketball. Although leads have been a problem against Oklahoma as well. Came from 12 down to the Sooners to win in the last matchup. Kersgeter again off the screen, got free on the wing. Oklahoma's come from double digits down to Kansas 3 of the last 4 games in this series for wins. Inside to Scott, and that's going to be the second foul on Tiana Jackson. So Jackson has to check out with 7.5 to go. The Jayhawks lead at 8 as they've scored the opening 8 points of this quarter until Madi Williams.
And you put someone bigger, she can stretch your defense and knock down the deep shot. So that's why she causes so many issues for their opponents to defend.
Tucker the takeaway. Good crowd here today at Allen Fieldhouse for a big matchup between the Sooners and Jayhawks. How about that move?
Smooth.
Drove baseline, flip it up on the reverse.
That's exactly what she wanted to do. And that's Oklahoma is so good without the basketball. Cutting.
To Legdy, the 3 from the outside, no good. El Tayeb had a hand on it for a moment. And Telegde getting in front of this one, Sooner basketball. Here's the last time down the floor. Van. Pretty move for the bucket. Van now with 6. Madi Williams, the blow-by. Off the window and good. That's a tough matchup for El Tayeb trying to guard Madi Williams.
And Zakiya Franklin came over, but then able to shoot over the top.
Inside to El Tayeb on the block. Double team. Up at the left hand, couldn't get it to drop. Jones might have gotten away with a high dribble, and it turns into a 3. Zakiya Franklin not pleased, nor is the Kansas bench. Franklin to the lane and 1. Put the head down.
A little extra fist bump.
Well, there's a bit of a feel, is there not, that the pressure is kind of squeezing this team
no
a little
doubt.
bit. High expectations for this team in the preseason, coming off a NCAA tournament a season ago, and maybe not having as much fun as they should at this stage of the season.
I think it's just, let's play loose, let's have fun. And I think that's the message.
Shot clock down to 2. Williams beats it. Jackson back on the floor with her 2 fouls here after the timeout in the middle for Kansas. Got a little mismatch now being defended by Robertson. Can they see her? Franklin will fire up the 3 instead. Robertson on the bounce. Inside to Williams. And up and good. So strong on the post for Williams.
But the power.
Mayberry the drive. doesn't get it to fall, but will get 2 free throws. Kansas has had some success here in the first half.
Maintaining possession on that, too, as she's going through contact. Also, too, allows Zakiya Franklin to play more of that 2 position instead of running the point duties.
Long 3 for Aubrey Jones.
Some teams don't even have 7 that get a 3 the whole season, let alone in a game.
12 different players have scored in this ball game so far. A lot of offense. Tip away by Williams, stolen by Jones. Jones on the drive-by, slid around a screen.
Kansas able to hold OU to just 4 offensive rebounds. And as I mentioned, the number was 12. Looking at holding them to just under 12. Doing a pretty good job of that so far.
Franklin the reverse, and good.
I want her to pick up the 3rd.
With under a minute to go. Franklin with 2 more points she had in the first meeting with Oklahoma, and we're not even a halftime yet. Inside, Williams got down deep on Strom. Good pass from Yanusa. Mayberry to work on the drive, looking for help. Going to have to get a deep 3 from Kerskeeter, and buries it.
I had a perfect angle on that. That was pure right from it left her hands. She was pretty far deep, but nothing but net. Holly Kerskeeter, exceptional in this first half. 18 points to lead the way for Kansas.
Yanusa step back 3 and
Dagger.
beats the buzzer before halftime.
An absolute dagger.
What an opening half.
You've got to continue to build that resume. You look at one of the best wins for Kansas is certainly on the road against Arizona. That was in the non-con. But this would be a marquee victory against another ranked opponent.
But have not beaten a ranked foe in the league this season. Early dump-in pass to Jackson was stolen away by Tot, and then a corner 3 at the other end from Yanusa. Jayhawks with 18 in the first half, coming off a 4-point performance at West Virginia, so bouncing back nicely here today. And then Zakiya Franklin, the drive off the window. Robertson, the drive and dish. Now to Tot. Robertson gets it back. Doesn't need a lot of room to get a 3 off. Does there in the corner. Rebound to Scott. Yanusa. And she drills the corner 3. What a sequence for Oklahoma.
And that's that extra look.
Mayberry. No room. I got the Jackson inside. And rejected away by Williams. Good defense from Madi Williams to come over with the block.
Perfect timing.
5 on the shot clock. Franklin to the lane. And draws the whistle and the foul.
Get to the free throw line because that is a strong suit of this team. Knocking down the free throws.
Yanusa picked up her 3rd foul. She's also 14 points now. 2nd leading scorer for Oklahoma, including 4 for 4 from 3. 2 here in this 3rd quarter. Franklin drills them both. And it's a 6-point ball game. Here's Yanusa to work with her 3 fouls. Gets free on the reverse.
And then sharing the basketball. The recipe for success for OU.
12 assists now for the Sooners. Inside to Jackson. Down low. Prater with the assist. Jackson had 2 fouls in that opening half, but 8 points, 6 rebounds now. Robertson had a space for a moment, but airballs it from 3. Mayberry off the screen. Prater, wing 3. Short, Mayberry the rebound. Got into the paint, but and backed it right back out. Was looking for Jackson, who was not open. Franklin the drive. Missed it, got it back, and off the window and good for Zakiya Franklin, who has 23. Oklahoma right back, and the layup is good for Jones.
Think fast, because that the vision too and the constant cutting, and what makes this difficult, they spread teams out so much because of their ability to score. And yet another move from Zakiya Franklin, who's just putting this team on her back right now for Kansas.
Franklin with 25. Madi Williams from deep. They'll look at it, calling it a 3, but they will take a look at it on the next timeout. But close to the line, 3 or 2. Zakiya Franklin 2 off her career high with 25. Handling the basketball out front. Now finds Kerskeeter inside to Franklin. Quick shot and a foul. Great hands by Tiana Jackson. Referee's taking a look, and boy, it's close, right?
Ooh.
Madi Williams ruled a 3 before the break, and they have been reviewing. And looks like they're going to call a 2 here. Meanwhile, we were entertained during the break with, is that Scooby?
Scooby.
Is his name? And he dunks. No technical for hanging on the rim. That was just the first on Skylar Van. Jackson misses the free throw. Jackson in double figures with 10 to go along with 6 rebounds. Of course, she's the double-double machine. 16 of them on the season for Kansas, now a rebound away. Robertson, 2-pointer this time, and knocks it down. Just a second made bucket for Robertson in this ball game, and that's the first inside the arc.
You know what's fun to watch is just the Oklahoma players amongst each other and the vision. They almost are speaking to each other with just certain looks and just different, because they're so familiar with one another. Another good look, though, on the interior for Kansas with Jackson.
Jackson leading the Big 12 in field goal percentage at 68%. Here's Robertson. Downtown 3 is good. She's starting to heat up.
Well, she airballed one and then back-to-back now makes.
Yeah, not again. Robertson now with 2 made threes, 5-16 for her career.
She's shooting less this year, but she's still making at a really impressive clip.
Kerskeeter tries to answer and does in front of the Jayhawk bench. The impressive part with Robertson is, 500 and plus threes, but she's also in league play this year, 48%. Williams crosses through, loses a defender. Scoop shot is no good, and a charging foul.
Has just been working extremely hard, always brings that energy and effort. That is one thing that is a constant from Chandler Prater.
Each team have had 8-point leads in this one. Oklahoma now up 4. Jackson to work in the and one.
Didn't have a lot of space.
Wasn't bad defense at all.
It was not.
Shielded off. Jackson just fights through it and earns the and one. Jackson now with 14 points. And gets the roll on the free throw. Kansas within 1.
Prater picks up her third.
Yanusa the miss. Jones the stick back. Kerskeeter had the rebound for a moment. Jones now has it and puts it in. Multiple chances there for Oklahoma, and they convert. Check that offensive rebound number now.
Offensive rebounding, yeah. It definitely, it's doubled since half at 4, and now we're at 8.
Franklin the crossover and drives to the hoop. Yanusa out front with 9. Williams bumps into Strome. No call. Strome has it back. Shot it a little early and almost hit it. She had time to take a couple more bounces, fired it up, and it hit the back iron. Imagine if that thing goes through for Kansas.
10 minutes on the clock.
High-level basketball in this one, and a big matchup for both. Oklahoma, co-leaders of the Big 12. Kansas trying to get back to 500 and get a statement win for the postseason. Jones on the handoff through traffic. A couple of Jayhawks were there to knock it away. Yanusa the handoff to Jones. Jones goes baseline. The reverse shot is missed. Jackson's there for the rebound. Kansas can take the lead. Oklahoma led by as many as 8 in the third quarter. Kansas led by 8 in the opening half. But Jayhawks, it's been a while since they have led, since early on, mid-second quarter. Strome on the dribble drive, had it knocked away by Williams. Oklahoma with numbers. Yanusa head to Williams for the lay-in. Loose ball there. Kansas got it back. Nothing going, though, with the shot clock at 5. Kerskeeter's going to have to make it herself. Misses. Rebound Jackson, who is fouled.
Well done from 6'6" there, Tiana Jackson. One of the best centers in the country, up for numerous awards late season. Finalist for a few.
Third foul on Scott. Missed the first. And missed them both. 2 big misses there for Jackson. OU running their offense, spreading the floor now. Trying to isolate Williams inside on. Prater gets it to the left hand, missed it. Oklahoma on the miss. Kansas on the push. Here goes Franklin to work. through the lane, off the window and good. It's a career high, 29 for Zakiya Franklin. Quickly, the Sooners, Scott inside and a foul. And one for Liz Scott in traffic. Fourth double-figure score for Oklahoma with 11 out of bounds off OU. Skip pass in the corner now to Mayberry. Jackson, high post, now to Prater. Prater spins on Williams, double team, 16-footer now for Jackson is good.
That's something she's looking to add to her game, and a big smile.
Back to a one-point ball game. Jackson nearly gets the rip out front. Here goes Scott down the lane. Left hand is good. What a chess match underway here at Allen Fieldhouse. Inside Jackson, and one over the top from Prater.
Enough air underneath, and somehow quickly keeps it high, and then somehow gets that shot off. Gets it to go.
19 points, 9 boards. Free throw strong. So Jackson's had her problems at the free throw line in this one. Robertson off the screen, fires the three and good. Again, barely any room, and Robertson can get that three-pointer off. Kerskeeter thought about answering, said gets it inside to Jackson. From the mid-post, spins and turns, had it ripped away. Madi Williams on the steal.
And Madi Williams with the help defense to rip it away.
And a whistle and a foul will be on Franklin.
There's been some close games that Kansas has not been able to finish in Big 12 play, and another one on tap here this afternoon.
Robertson trying to get it inbounds. 4 count before she gets to the Scott for the lay-in. Sooners by 6. Kansas had it within 1. Holly Kerskeeter from the arc.
And Holly Kerskeeter so hot in the first half.
24 now for Kerskeeter. Madi Williams from distance. That one's off the mark. Jackson the rebound. And chalk her up for another double-double. 17 double-doubles this season for Tiana Jackson. Big rebound there off the OU miss. Kansas, a 3 will tie. Shot clock at 8. Mayberry goes to work on the smaller tot, drives to the hole. And 2. It's a 1-point ball game. Williams a drive on Prater and draws the foul. They have 5 in double figures. Scott with 15 has been probably the most impressive. Down low, 15 points, 8 rebounds. Yanusa with 16, including a couple big threes here in the second half. Williams at the line, makes it 20.
Talk about the 5 players for Oklahoma in double digits. That's their recipe for success. You never know what player can be that lead scorer.
Kansas got within 1 here in the second half. Trailed by 4 at halftime, led by 8 in the opening half, but have not led since just past the midpoint of the second quarter. Oklahoma has stayed in the lead. Shot clock under 5. Kerskeeter gonna have to hurry with 2, with 1. Launches for 3 and missed it wide. Shot clock violation.
Muddling up that middle where Jackson wasn't able to get a look throughout that possession.
Here goes Tucker at the point guard spot. Robertson, little give and go to Tucker. Missed it. Foul, contact, and Kerskeeter is down. We'll take time out of the floor. We'll be back here in Lawrence. It was after the foul, coming across, accidental contact there from the knee, it appeared, of Kennedy Tucker. They got her to her feet, but she is back in the locker room, has not returned. So it's Scott here, 34, on the grab. She was the initial foul.
But then her arm pulls her down.
And that's where they're upgrading the foul call. And then Tucker there just trying to clear through, caught Kerskeeter. At the free throw line will be Zakiya Franklin. And misses the free throw. Franklin, an 85% free throw shooter. Missed a couple of key free throws here in the second half, Jill. And we'll keep an eye on Kerskeeter, who is sitting next to the top of the bench near the coaching staff, so hopefully she'll be back in momentarily. Second attempt there. Strome for three, missed it after Prater got the miss and then got her own rebound to create a second possession. Don't forget Kerskeeter's defense as well. For the most part, she's been shadowing Robertson, so Strome now getting the look on Robertson. Scott spins on Jackson, and I think got Jackson on the foul up hot. Oklahoma in the inbounds. Here's Yanusa. High post to Scott, back to Yanusa. Couldn't get the baseline look, so out to Williams, and they'll reset. Yanusa, long three. Off the mark with the shot clock at 6. Jackson trails down the rebound. Oklahoma really moved the ball well. Not sure they like that shot. Kerskeeter's going to check into the next dead ball. Important on both ends of the floor for Kansas. Jayhawks operating in their offensive end, down 2. Franklin to the lane. The drive. Missed it. Jackson tried to grab the rebound and is held. I believe Madi Williams will get the foul. Next foul, each team will be in the bonus. Shooting free throws. Franklin on the inbound. Kicks to Mayberry for 3. And that would have given Kansas the lead. Sooner odds, they have won every game when scoring 80 this season. 18-0 when they've scored 80 or more. They were the first to 80 here today in an 82-80 ball game. Williams. She's got 21 to lead OU. Now to Yanusa, inside to Scott. Prater is going to be whistled for her 5th. Trying to hold Scott going to the hole, prevented a bucket. Scott's been terrific here this afternoon. 15 points, 8 rebounds. Missed the first. 19 assists on the ball game for Oklahoma, 20 for Kansas. Both teams have been sharing the basketball, playing some terrific offense. And missing 2 free throws here for Scott. So each team a little shaky at the line here down the stretch. Will that be a factor? Mayberry on the drive. Kerskeeter. Shot clock down to 8. Mayberry skips to Telegdi. Telegdi the 3. That's no good. Jackson fights for the rebound with Scott, who comes away with it for OU.
We'll have an opportunity, both teams actually, to get OU to get some separation. Kansas to take the lead there. Either team,
who's made just 2 threes all season, probably the 5th option on the floor offensively, but had an open look.
OU did a good job of defending everyone else, though, that you want to stop, shut down first. So give them credit. Inside to Williams, who's fouled by Telegdi. Again, KU 2-3 in their last 5 games. 3 losses by a combined 9 points. They have not been able to get on the right side of a close game victory. Down 2 here to Oklahoma as Williams hits the first. And Williams calmly drops a pair. A lot of it is that trust, saying, I know my teammate is going to be there to help defend.
So Kansas advances to midcourt. On the inbound, tough pass there for Mayberry, nearly stolen by Todd. Mayberry gets it back. Franklin says drive to Mayberry. Drive. Someone's got to get downhill here, and quick. Instead, it'll be Kerskeeter for 3. Too strong. Mayberry got it back with 16. Gotta go. As she drives to the hole. Kicks out to Telegdi, will fire a 3. That one's too strong. Yanusa the rebound and is fouled. For their last 8 from the field as well. Meanwhile, OU's not had a field goal in 5 minutes. So as much offense as we had. And the second. 2 big free throws for Yanusa. So now you're going to have to really hurry if you're Kansas.
I have to get one
Franklin looking for an inbounder.
Quick.
Still, the count is on. Kerskeeter's going to have to fire one up. Lost her dribble and can't get a shot off. Kerskeeter with 2 seconds to go, off the rim, and Oklahoma buckles down defensively at the end of this one. Jill, we talked a lot about their offense, but they shut the door on the Jayhawks in the final 3 minutes.
No doubt. I mean, they made it difficult for Kansas at the end, and it was battle back and forth offensively, but then in the last 3 minutes, give OU credit for their stifling defense.